Hello student, in this video I am going to discuss about chapter 4, that is animal kingdom. So in this chapter first we will see about the basics, or you can say basic information, and so I am going to discuss about the basis of classifications of animals. So there are so many terms which need to explain. So the first basis of classification is level of organization. So the fundamental features are common to various members, but with regards to arrangement of cells, body symmetry, type of cellome, nature of various systems like digestive, respiratory, circulatory and reproductive system, yet they differ from each other and they show differences in their body form. So I'm going to discuss one by one. The first is the level of organization. So first thing, what do you mean by the organization? So an animal is a organization of units, and that unit is actually the cells, which differentiated and integrated for carrying out the life processes. So it is accompanied by you can say that division of labor, division of labor, degree of complexity, or you can say specialization of cells present in any individual. So we can divide animal kingdom into different levels, pattern, grades or body plan. First is the protoplasmic, then what is the meaning of protoplasmic basis level of organization? This type of body organization is found in protozoa. As you know that protozoans are single-celled eukaryotic organism. So this type of body organization is found in protozoa, where all activities are confined to a single cell, whether it is digestive process, excretory process, transportation, exchange of gases, everything, all activities are confined to a single cell. So here protoplasm is differentiated into specialized organelles capable of carrying definite and different function. So this the kingdom protista has already been dealt separately, as we have seen in Whitaker's classification for protista. Then second, which we have to study in detail in this chapter, that is cellular level of organization, or this is also known as cell aggregate plan or cellular level of organization. So body consists of cluster of aggregation of cells. In this, body consists of cluster or aggregation of cells. For example, sponges, or you can say phylum Porifera. The aggregation of cells where differentiation has occurred at cellular level represents cellular grade of organization, and this involves division of labor in some cells which are concerned with reproduction and other with nutrition. So in case of poriferans, the cells which concerned with reproduction are known as germ cells, and the cells which concerned with nutrition are known as choanocytes. This is very much important for reproduction and for nutrition. There is no nervous coordination. Sponges are the multicellular animal, and sponges can be considered as simplest of metazoan, simplest of metazoan forms. Then third one is the blind sac plan, or this is also called as cell tissue level, or simply tissue level, cell tissue level of organization. So in this, the single opening function as both mouth for ingestion and anus for ejection. So there is a single opening for ingestion as well as for ejection. Coelentrates such as hydra and jellyfish are often referred to at the beginning of this body plan, and most of their cells remain scattered at the cellular level and are not organized into tissue. An excellent example of a tissue in coelenterate is the nerve net. There is a presence of nerve net in which the nerve cells and their processes form a primitive tissue with the function of coordination. And such type of animal has a digestive cavity called gastrocele with only one opening to the exterior. This opening performs both the function of ejection and ingestion of food. So these two function, ingestion and ejection, is performed by this cavity known as gastrocele. And the next one is the fourth one is tissue organ level of organization. So in this, actually these both, like blind sac plan or cell tissue level, and this tissue level comes under tissue level of organization, but I am explaining it in detail that there is somewhat difference between these two. So the aggregation of tissues into organ is the next step in evolution, and organs are made up of more than one kind of tissue and have a more specialized function than tissues. So the first appearance of these levels occur in the flatworms. Platyhelminthes. where there are number of well-defined organs such as eye spots, proboscis and reproductive organs having specific functions. And the last one is the tube within tube plan or organ system level. Tube within tube plan or organ system level, there is two openings, a mouth for ingestion and anus for two opening, mouth for ingestion and anus for egestion or excretion, not exactly excretion, for releasing the solid waste product from the body, that is egestion. So in higher animals, several organs are associated to form distinct system concerned with specific functions such as digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion and reproduction. In these complex animal groups, the digestive system include a tube opening at both the ends to form mouth and anus for the entry and the egestion respectively. So this type of plan is known as organ system level. There is too another term known as protostomes and deuterostomes. Protostomes means the mouth of the digestive tract develop first in the embryo and anus is formed later. Mouth develop first and anus form later during embryonic development. So examples of protostomes are flatworms, roundworms, annelids, mollusks and arthropods. Deuterostomes, the anus of the digestive tract develop first and mouth formed later, and this type occur in echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. So you can say during evolution the animals who has higher hierarchy, they have deuterostome type of body, and the older one have protostome type of body. And the next one is symmetry. It is very much important. Symmetry is again of many types. First thing we should know, what is symmetry. Symmetry means an arrangement of body parts, into geometrical design. So it refers to the division of body into equal parts by means of lines and planes. You have symmetry, you have studied in maths also. All animals are either asymmetrical or symmetrical. It means that they don't have any symmetry or they must have symmetry. So all the animals are either asymmetrical or symmetrical. So first one is the Asymmetrical. Asymmetry means when animal cannot be divided in any plane into equal parts. Cannot be divided into, you can see here in this diagram, this is asymmetrical, or you can see here these are the sponges or amoeba which are asymmetrical. The body cannot be divided into cannot be divided by any plane into equal parts. Like sponges are like this, or amoeba is like this, so we cannot divide them in equal part. So next is symmetrical, and symmetrical also has many parts. So an animal is called symmetrical when a plane passing through its center divides it into similar halves. So there are so many types. First is the spherical symmetry. Spherical symmetry. In this type of symmetry, the body of the individual can be divided into similar halves by any plane passing through the center. So you can see here like this. Example is volvox, that is the alga. It form colony. Some sponges also, and some corals. They show spherical symmetry. Then third one is the radial symmetry. Radial, as the name indicates, in this the body of the individual can be divided into equal halves by any plane passing through the center from top to bottom. So the body of radially symmetrical animals has the form of cylinder or flat shape. The body parts are arranged around a central longitudinal axis in a circular or radiating manner, like the spokes of wheel. So there are so many radial. This is like this is radial symmetry. So some sponges and many coelentrates. Examples are many coelentrates have this radial symmetry, and adult echinoderms like starfish also show this type of symmetry, and hydra, in coelentrate hydra, jellyfish, they also show radial symmetry. Then biradial symmetry. Biradial, when the body can be divided into two similar halves by one or two vertical planes only. The radial symmetry is called biradial. So point to be remember, when the body can be divided into two similar halves by one or two vertical planes only. So this is a actually type of radial symmetry, but it can be divided by only one or two vertical planes. Example is sea anemone. Also echinoderms also show this type of biradial symmetry. Then the last one is the bilateral symmetry. In this type of symmetry, the longitudinal axis runs from the anterior means head to the end to the posterior, that is tail. There is only one plane, this is also known as sagittal plane, through which the body can be divided into two similar right and left halves. So if this is a man, so they can be divided into two equal halves. So in this type of symmetry, the body can be divided into two equal halves by a single plane only, because the important body organs are paired and occur on the two sides of the central axis. So example is many invertebrates and all vertebrates. So if I am taking the example of man, you can understand better that we have so many organs which are paired, like kidney, etc., or either of the one side, like stomach, intestine, gut, heart, lungs are paired. So there are, and this is pelvic. So this type you can cut into a single line only from the center of the axis, and all the body parts are arranged either end. So this is all about the bilateral symmetry.